Good morning and welcome along to Lesson 60. Feels like another milestone, and I am delighted to be here with you today. Let's take a couple of moments being present to our breath. So I invite you to close your eyes down and just notice the comings and goings of your breath, your own natural rhythm. And then the invitation is to take in a longer, deeper breath. Taking that breath all the way down through your throat, into your chest, and into your belly. Feeling the belly rise. And then we're going to take a long, slow exhale. And if you wish, you can gently take your navel back to your spine to accommodate this exhale. And then we make our offering to the universe. We begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are one, we are love, and that we are free. And we release these words, and so we let it be. So lesson 60, here are the ideas for lesson 60. God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength in which I trust. There is nothing to fear. God's voice speaks to me all through the day, and I am sustained by the love of God. So the first one, God does not forgive because God has never condemned. So this invites us to let go of any ideas that we may have had growing up of being watched by a God who judges us. It's only us that judges ourselves. So the blameless cannot blame, and those who have accepted their innocence see nothing to forgive. Yet forgiveness is the means by which I will recognize my innocence. So it's this beautiful, shiny new tool that we have been given. And remember, we've probably been working with rusty old tools that have been handed down to us from generation to generation. And now we have this new tool to recognize our innocence. It is the reflection of God's love on earth. It will bring me near enough to heaven that the love of God can reach down to me and raise me up to God. So this means that I can know peace, that I can know heaven here on earth. And that doesn't come through any condemnation, but by welcoming all our shadows up into the light and recognizing that that's all they are shadows. So God is the strength in which I trust. It is not my own strength, and that's meaning the small I with which I forgive. It is true the strength of God in me, or true the love in me, which I am remembering as I forgive. So I'm remembering I'm love, and therefore I'm able to forgive. As I begin to see, I recognize God's reflection on earth. I forgive all things because I feel the stirring of God's strength in me. And I begin to remember the love I chose to forget, but which has not forgotten me. Now, remember that we didn't consciously choose to forget love, but we are consciously now choosing to remember the love that we are. So there is no judgment here. There is nothing to fear. How safe the world will look to me when I can see it. It will not look anything like what I imagine I see now. Everyone and everything I see will lean toward me to bless me. And I will recognize in everyone my dearest friend. What could there be to fear in a world that I have forgiven and that has forgiven me? So as the illusions begin to drop away, we will realize that there is an opportunity in every relationship, in every encounter, in every situation, to return us to home, to remember the love that we are. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. There is not a moment in which God's voice ceases to call on my forgiveness to save me. There is not a moment in which God's voice fails to direct my thoughts, guide my actions, and lead my feet. I am walking steadily on toward truth. There is nowhere else I can go, because God's voice is the only voice and the only guide that has been given to God's child. And just always remembering that the ego's voice speaks first and loudest. You know, it is that monkey mind. However, beneath it, there is this beautiful voice of peace just running all day long. And all we've got to do is get still and listen. And it will direct us. And there's a prayer in the Course in Miracles. What would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say? And to whom? And we put these questions out, and then we take the time to listen to the answers, and we'll never go wrong. So the final one is, I am sustained by the love of God. As I listen to God's voice, I am sustained by God's love. As I open my eyes, God's love lights up the world for me to see. As I forgive, God's love reminds me that God's child is sinless. And as I look upon the world with the vision God has given me, I remember that I am God's child. So we're going to use that as a mantra as we go into our meditation, recognizing that we are loved, that we are cared for, that we are lifted up whenever we need to be, and that we are God's child. So I'm going to invite you to repeat over and over, I am God's child. So gently closing your eyes down and just dropping in. You could also say, I am love's child, or I am a child of love, or I am a child of God. Whatever resonates. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes, having a stretch. And don't forget to revisit this idea that you are a child of love as many times as you wish throughout the day today, and especially before you go to sleep tonight. My heart to you is take care.